Hello, it's speed build time. I built this house for my Let's Play household that I posted a couple days ago now, and I don't really know what else to say to that, so I just sort of started out by putting out every item in the new pack out on the floor to just see them, and then I put the ones that I liked or the ones that I knew I wanted to use in my household inventory so I could go back to them later. And then I would kind of just build the exterior, go sort of room by room and grab things as I need them. And that was the plan. And that's kind of what I did. Yeah, there's a fair share of new things here. I have some things that I really love and some things that I really don't like, and some things that I'm just pretty neutral about, like they're nice, cool stuff. I really like that those new bookshelves have different color books, so you can get the same frame twice, but with different books in them, so that you get some variation if you're like making a massive library, and I think that's really cool. Yeah. I'm starting to think that maybe I shouldn't have included this part in my speed build because there's not really much to say over all this, and now I'm just putting it all back in my inventory, so I think I'm going to cut it here. Also checked out the different wallpapers and floorings and stuff, and I wanted to have like a little swatch wall sort of in the back of the lot. I'm sorry if you heard me swallow just then, but it didn't really work out. And we're starting to build. I had a plan for this house and sort of what kind of home I wanted this household to live in, but the lot is honestly too small for that. So I had to change my entire plan around, and I really struggled with that, and there was a thing I wanted to do that wasn't really functional with the way that foundations work. And in retrospect, I could have done it with platforms. I think I might go in and rebuild the original house plan at some point in a couple weeks or something. But yeah, I wanted to have this main house where the family lived, and then a small house that essentially the interior is kind of like a studio apartment for grandma, and then have it be attached by a winter garden type glassy thing, and then a play area backyard type deal. But this lot isn't big enough for that, simply. And foundations don't work like that, so I tried to figure out ways to go around it with that new I don't know what to call that, but that new thing that came with the pack, and it didn't work. So I just sort of ended up, okay, it's all in one house then. I need to redo my plan. It's all one house. So yeah, then I just I went to We Heart It. If you want, you can follow me on there. I have a little collection of houses that I go to for inspiration when building, and I needed some help with the way the front of this was going to look, and I fiddled with it for a bit, as well as the back here, to try to get enough space for everything. And the house is huge. It's so big, and for what? And I still had trouble fitting everything in because I just made everything kind of too big, but it's fine. I like it. It has some mistakes. I made an attic, and I forgot to block it off properly, so the lighting in all of the hallways is kind of broken on this build. I fixed it in game after a while, but not during the speed build. And I want to do those I don't know what they're called, but that top thing, and now a nice little attic thing. And that was so fiddly and so difficult. I've never done it before, and I think I figured it out, but oh my, was it a task and a half to try to figure out how to do that stuff. I think it looks so nice when Simmers do it, and I wanted to do it. I did end up doing it, but there were so many mistakes along the way. And making that attic room was a real difficult task, and also figuring out how to roof it was a nightmare. Yeah. So you'll see a lot of me fiddling with the roof. I might actually cut some of it out because there's just so much of it, and I have nothing to say other than I really struggled with this roof. Yeah, I'm using that new wide door that came with the pack, and the new wall color with like a light green and the matching foundation. And then I put some windows up. I really like the new stained windows. They're beautiful. And I really struggled with figuring out how to make the sort of window or door situation for that balcony to look nice. And I think I ended up with a good solution, but it was difficult. Yeah, it was difficult. I really don't know what to talk about. Is it obvious that I don't know what to talk about? I do not know how to talk about houses. I like this one. I think it looks homey and like old and new at the same time. And it kind of reminds me of my grandparents' house. And I really like it. That's it. I just really like it. The top window there, that's like into an attic space that isn't even a usable space, I really liked, and I wish I could have sort of filled it and made it nice and cute. But I really just ended up putting a little light down there, and now I'm making a little path. I made the path go through like in between the trees so that it's like just like it follows the root of the tree a little bit, and I thought that was cute. Yeah, here I am struggling to figure out what door to put up there. I wanted it to look nice, and I also wanted it to be functional and stuff like that, and I couldn't figure out something that I liked with a door, so I ended up using the trellis ladder from high school years to get up to that second floor balcony thingy there, and then there's no door in there. It's just the trellis ladder, and I put some other trellises down there to sort of make the trellis ladder not just sort of stand out in a little planter box so that it looks, nice and cute and flowery. But I think one of them got removed when I moved something else around somewhere, and it just sort of got deleted by the world. I also put those like little windows down there to try to make a sort of like a garage looking thing, because I do like garages, but obviously we don't have cars, so we don't have garages. And the top window thingies up there that I don't remember the name of are also all stained glass. Yeah, I really love the look of stained glass. I think in real life it would probably overwhelm me to have this much stained glass in my home, but it is beautiful, and here I'm just fiddling with the windows for that bit to try to make it look nice and cool. So yeah, the outside front is pretty much done here. I just put, the treehouse down and then a little swing set, and I think I ended up putting like a little the seasons bucket that you can put like water balloons in, and there are some planters on that front balcony, and maybe a rocking chair in the front as well, but that's like it. There's not really much in the front of this house. Everything else is sort of on the inside, and there's some planters in the back. The entrance was a struggle. I really wanted like a big set of stairs, like a double stair, and then the like new big, I want to say hallway, but that's not what it's called, like doorway. That's what it is, the big doorway thing, because I thought it was so beautiful, and I did figure out a way to use it, but I don't love it. So the idea here is like the entrance is tiled so that when the kids come in, sort of all messy and dirty from playing outside, they can go in. And then there's what is it called? Like a half bath for them to wash off, and then they can go into the house through that like big doorway. And I was thinking I'll have mom's office there so that she can like go home from work and go straight to her office, and also so that she can like look out her window and see the kids playing and stuff. And I toyed with the idea of having a kitchen that's like there so you can sort of like look into it from the hallway, but it didn't really work out the way I wanted it to. Yeah, I really struggled with figuring out flooring for this room, the house, honestly, because I kind of wanted to stick with the dark wood and green situation that I had on the outside of the house, but it didn't work as well on the inside, and I didn't want it to look like I couldn't find a dark wood floor that fit the dark wood of the stairs or the doors, and also it looked really dark, and I wanted it to look kind of bright. And then here I'm kind of just putting down furniture to sort of shape it out and figure out where I want to put things. And then I went ham with the kitchen and got too excited about making a kitchen, so I started actually putting down the things I wanted to have there instead of just putting down the shapes, which was oopsie, I guess. I don't know. I picked like a white marble-ish type thing, just whatever a millennial Pinterest girly would think of as rich and fancy was sort of the idea. And then the little fridge is there. I wanted to have upper cabinets, but I didn't find any. Are there no upper cabinets for the Parenthood kitchen things? Because I didn't find them, and I feel like I remember there being some, but I did not find them, so I don't think they're there. And then next to the kitchen here we have Dad's woodworking table and then a bathroom. And I like it. In my little head, Grandma makes dinner and then Dad is doing his woodworking thing, and then she like knocks on the little door and she calls for the kids to set the table, and the kids set the table, and Dad finishes his woodworking and he goes into the bathroom to like wash his hands and get all the like wood dust off of him, and he sits down at the table and they eat dinner together. And that's like my little cozy fantasy for this family. I really struggled to figure out sort of exactly how I would make the bathroom and the woodworking room sort of fit, and where the chairs would be compared to the table for the dining, and if the doors would go into the chairs, and if the wall would go into the windows, and it was a whole thing. But I finally ended up with this layout right here, which is I think a I want to say 3x5 for the bathroom and a 4x5 for the woodworking area. And then here I also struggled with the floor plan to figure out what to do, because I wanted to have like a play area, but I also wanted to have a practical area for like cleaning up the kids. So a tub and a changing table and stuff like that. I ended up doing like pretty alright. There's a little room here with a doorway and not a door into a room with just that. It's a tub and 1 or 2 potties and then a changing table, so that you can just sort of, it's attached to the living room and the playroom, so that the kids can like easily go back to playing, and also so that an adult can like pick up the kids from the playroom to get them clean. And while I really struggled with like the layout of it, I think it turned out nice ultimately. Yeah, and then it offered a little corner space in there, like a little dark corner where I could put a crib and like a dark color and a little baby bassinet to be sort of like the sleep corner. And I put like a little rug with clouds on it and a little night light and stuff like that. And I think it's nice. It's like a little sleeping area, and there's a little rocking chair so that Grandma can read to the kids, or Dad can, or whatever. And then there's toys, and yeah, we have all the skill toys the kids could need. There's Bluffy, there's a box of toys, the new like playmat thingy for infants, there's a dollhouse, there's like those blocks, and well, there's a potty for the potty skill, obviously. And I also got that little doctor set from Parenthood that helps with, is it empathy? I don't remember. It's one of the like reward skill things. And then I put Grandma's bedroom and bathroom down here as well, because I didn't want Grandma to use the stairs. I don't want her to have to do that to go to bed or to eat. So Grandma has her own room and her own bathroom, close to the kids and close to the living room, so that she can, do her thing. And she has a little heirloom box on top of her closet, which was really annoying actually, because my Sims kept grabbing books from the bookshelf, reading them, and then putting them down somewhere, and I would click the little put away button, assuming they would put them in a bookshelf, but no, they just put them straight in the heirloom box. I really wanted to use the what is it? The Happy Campers, Little Campers, Tiny Backdoor Kit dollhouse, but it clipped with the wall, so I ended up having to change it and switching to one of the standard dollhouses, and that was upsetting to me because I really love the DIY look of it. And now we're struggling with the upstairs floor plan, which, oh my god, I struggled with this. At the end of decorating some of the rooms on the second floor, I just didn't care. I was so sick of building. I'd been building for, I think I built for like 4 hours, then I went to bed, and then I built for like another hour or something, and it was like the last hour of the night, and I was so sick of it. I couldn't think of ways to make things look cute. I was just sort of like, this just needs to happen. It just needs to happen. We're not at that point yet. I'm starting to get frustrated, but I'm not too frustrated yet. But just know that it will come, and the kids' rooms are not decorated with any love or intention. I just wanted them to be done, unfortunately. So this is Linda and Martin's room. This is our mom and dad room. It's very simple, really, but I think it looks cute, and I gave them a little ensuite bathroom with, double sinks and stuff to look nice and fancy. I struggled with figuring out the layout of it, but I think it looks pretty nice at the end of it all. I think it looks cool. I really don't know how to talk about a bathroom, so I'm probably just going to skip pieces of building this. I think I'm going to go with I feel like a lot of speed builders do this, where they cut out floor plan, roofing, and bathrooms. And I've wanted to sort of not do that and actually show you the entire build process, but I understand why they do it now. There's only so much to say about a bathroom. I do not know how to fill in like a couple minutes of bathroom talk, so I will just sort of skip a piece of this. They have a nice bathroom. They have a shower tub combo, the new one. They've got each of them have their own sink and a little mirror, and they have like little ropes. There's a pink one and a blue one hanging on the wall, and I think it looks nice. A lot of making their bathroom turned into sort of making it as small as possible once I'd figured out the general layout and how much space I needed to take up, because the second floor was looking small even though it is a big space, and I just had to make changes, and it was stressing me out a little bit, and that was when I started being like, I don't care anymore. And then we're on to the toddler room, which I wanted to place a toddler bed down in like the playroom area so that the toddlers could sleep there, but it was too late. I had not really given them enough space for that, so toddler bedroom it is. And I struggled with the shape of that because I wanted each bedroom to have obviously an entrance and also a window, and it was a bit hard to do that, honestly, with the way that I had placed windows and the way that I had placed the stairs and the walls and everything, but I did end up figuring it out. There's enough space for bedrooms, but it's kind of rough. And that's when I realized, once I had put up the walls for the kids' room and the toddler room, I realized I'm going to need to use the attic space. It's not just like a place where I can put like old furniture, which is kind of my idea, to put old like kid furniture as they grow up. I'll just pop their old things up there, and then when we have new kids in the house, I'll grab them from the attic, and it'll be like this nice sort of accurate playability thing that I really do love doing. But no, I needed to use the space, so I had to make a upstairs bedroom for our teen, which is complete with a Murphy bed, some random old things. The decor box from Seasons is in here, and then there's like a tiny desk from, I think, Tiny Living. That looks like the high school desk in pink. There's a tiny bathroom and a little easel, and half the space isn't accessible if she takes down the bed, so it's a whole thing, and I do end up expanding it at some point, just not part of this build. But it does get expanded a little bit so that she can have a bed down the entire time and not have to stress out. Or rather, I don't have to be stressed out by all of that. The second floor gets a little landing desk area with a computer so that we can have a family computer. I know that, like, these days, family computers aren't that common. Like, children just have computers, but it will be a cold day in hell before I build a home without a family computer. That's such, like, an important part of a home in my brain. It has to happen. There's a family bathroom on the second floor so that the kids can, brush their teeth and pee before bed. And I tried to put some plants inside, but it didn't really work out that well. And I placed the pre-order bonus slide in there. I don't really like the pre-order bonus business. I think that's kind of skeevy, but I have it, and I don't have another slide, and I've never used a slide, and I kind of wanted to use a slide, so I put a slide there. I had to move it pretty early because it took up a lot of space and does not belong in a bedroom. That is an outdoor or playroom thing. It just made no sense to have there. But now that I've gotten, like, pretty close to finishing a lot of the rooms, I went back into my inventory to just sort of go through all of the things that I picked up that I thought were cute and place them sort of random places, and replacing the sort of placeholder furniture that I put down to get a general idea of where things would be. And yeah, I completely forgot to landscape this place. I was going to, and then I didn't. So the only landscaping we have is the massive treehouse tree. Unfortunate, but I guess that's how we live now. I didn't really know what to put in the woodworking room. I wanted to have, like, a shelving thing where I could put the things Martin makes, but none of the shelves were, like, big enough, I don't think. I couldn't figure out something that worked as well as I wanted, so I put, like, this new, I don't know what it's called, but it's a type of table that we got in the pack, and I put that down on a little activity table for the kids so that, a little kid can work on their crafts and stuff while dad does his woodworking, and it'll be like a nice bonding activity. I know they won't actually bond, but, like, I'll know they're bonding and that's what matters. Maybe they'll talk to each other. I don't know if they can. Yeah. There's just a lot of me placing random things from the inventory right now, and it's so messy to see me just go from room to room, placing down random objects and replacing other things. And I knew this would look weird in a speed build, but oh, does it look weird in a speed build? Yeah, and then we've got walls. I made the teenager's attic very pink, which I then had to change because it colored the outside walls pink when they're supposed to be a bright green. And then the woodworking room is just wood. And the hallway is this... Honestly, the hallway and, like, every room in the rest of the house is this nice beige tone. I think. Did I stick with the beige? The little sleeping space for the kids is this dark blue because it's night time and that's when you sleep and that's where you sleep, and it's sleepy colors. Yep, that's sleepy colors. That's what I have to say on that, I guess. And mom's office looks kind of dark because I don't know, I feel like a lawyer's office would be kind of like, it's like dark woods and deep, like, berry colors, or it's like rich, big windows, white, if that makes any sense to anyone else. The parent bedroom swatches, it's like a green and beige situation with some accent walls, and I think it turned out kind of pretty. The kids' rooms just got some, like, random colorful carpet, and the teens' room got some pinks. And I'm fiddling with the walls. No, not the walls. The roof again. And really struggling with the roof. I made a lot of mistakes with this house. And that's, like, kind of why I'm doing these little speed builds, so that I can actually, like, learn from my building mistakes and not just go, like, oh, I did that wrong, and then fix it and not think of it again. When I'm watching it like this, I, like, thinking more about the things that I'm building and remembering the things that I've done wrong and sort of actually learning from my mistakes and like using that knowledge later on rather than just going like, ugh, I did something wrong, whatever, and then fixing it. Or like being upset that I don't know how to fix it. And this is, yeah, it's just a different. I think I'm becoming a better builder through making speed builds, even though I have barely made like 3, 4 or something like that. Like it's not a lot, but I also don't build often. I just kind of either move into starter homes or download builds off the gallery most of the time. I'm more of a redecorating a room than a building a house girly, and even then I don't super decorate rooms because I don't care that much. I don't really care. I care more about like my Sims doing stuff than really the space that they live in. As much as I like love looking at a nice Sims house, I care much more about the gameplay. I fit a little games table in the kids' room upstairs, but I don't think I ever played with it. And there's some gardening stuff out back for Grandma. I'm trying to remember all the things that I wanted to mention. There's a telescope on the back balcony, and that one also you get up to through one of those trellis ladders in the back, but it also has a door to it. My Sims kept using that instead of the stairs up and down, which is really annoying, but that's on me for placing things in a certain way. There's a bunch of planter boxes up front as well, and there's a chess table in the back and a bunch of planter boxes by the swing set. Really, there's like a lot of skill building options in this house, which is nice. But it is kind of lackluster and messy, if I'm honest with myself. Yeah. I can put it on the gallery the way that it looks now because I don't think I saved it the way that it was, unfortunately. But I can put the sort of upgraded version or the lived-in version of the house on my gallery, and I think I will after I'm done editing this. So, yeah. I'll see ya in a bit. Bye.